Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Ujjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksha Shaiva Omkaraya Namo 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 Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chit Svabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnanatimirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksaranmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Samo Sarana Sav Jayavanta Varto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Ye Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangarotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dhvani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupamagati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Vande Kahu Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Hum Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darasanamay Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nati Are Jamanetrate Majagyan Nathikarakanathi Vedak Are Yane Jakar Moday Nirajara Bandate Majamokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha. Jai Jendra. Today is April 4, 2018, Wednesday, and we are continuing our discussion on Samaysar Stanza 13. Samaysar Stanza 13, as we said, is a very important stanza, one of those stanzas that actually Gurudev, like all 415 stanza, almost all the pravachan, he will say this is most important, but out of which 13 is a one that he likes it because it gives us real clear-cut idea that how a situation occurs, who is responsible for that situation, what's the role of the fruition of the karma, that means what's the role of the matter in particular situation occurring in front of me. I'm getting angry. What's happening? I'm getting greedy. What's happening? How it happened? Who is the instigator of all these things? And it gives us kind of deep inside think about it, those things. And that will really help us to change our attitude also. I become angry today just because of you? No, it's there. For example, today, I mean, my wife came back and says, oh, you know, she was in the car wash and whatever happened, and the car got hit in the front of the truck. Truck did not get damaged, and there is damage on this car. What do I do now? So it was supposed to happen to that car. It did happen. Too bad it was my wife. It could be me also. It could be anybody. So why should I get frustrated or get angry or whatever? So all these things helps us out to understand. Once we understand, it becomes practicality in our life. Changes have to occur. If the changes are not occurring, means I'm not putting those things in my heart. I'm just simply for the sake of speaking or reading or anything, I just finish that one and it's done deal. No. Once you read that one, you are interested. Now you are applying in that, and it is occurring so subtly. check in your own life. What were you 2, 3, 4, 5 years back? What are you now? Some of the changes are occurring. It's so subtle way it's occurring that even you have not noticed those kind of things. But all these things helps us out to know those things. So without further delay, we'll go to this thing that where we were before and start from that point onwards. I was at 36 slide. 35th slide. Okay, slide show from the current slide. Okay, so here what we learn here is 1 second. Inclination of compassion, charity, austerity, etc. are known as auspicious inclination. I went to temple, I did puja, I did abhishek, I read the scripture, I did charity today, I also did austerity, I had a compassion. I was coming from the temple and somebody on the corner of the, near the freeway, somebody was standing and he was saying that I'm hungry, give me food or whatever, and I gave something to him. So that's a compassion and everything, but those are auspicious inclination. In a Punya Pap Adhikar, auspicious, inauspicious chapter, it will tell us, the very first 2 stanza tells us that auspiciousness in the form of compassion, charity, austerity, etc., or inauspiciousness in the form of anger, deceit, ego, greed, etc., they both are the reason for bondage of karma. They invite karma. This auspicious inclination will invite good karma. Inauspicious inclination will invite bad karma. But they will come. And that's why, we'll come to the point later on. Actually, these modes of the soul have eligibility in this form. Means, I did the inclination of compassion, I did charity, I did austerity. All those auspicious inclination means it was supposed to happen to me in this particular moment. And if I am the soul who is hanging around or who has no beginning, no end, it's there forever and ever, an eternal soul. That means in that eternal existence of that soul, there are infinite attributes and there are also modes, and these modes are also predetermined, prefixed since time infinite, and it has been decided. If we would have asked the 24th Tirthankar, not in these 24 sets of Tirthankar, but infinite time before, the infinite 24 sets of Tirthankar occur, and somewhere in the distant past, I may have asked one Tirthankar, what will happen to me on this particular day, that is a Wednesday, April 4th, 2018, where at particular time you are going to have an anger mode coming. So it was predetermined, prefixed. So that mode came to me not because I saw that guy on the corner and saying that I'm hungry and I had something in my car, so I gave it to him. No, not because he was there. It was supposed to happen. That person was supposed to stand at that point. I did the austerity today. I did upvas today. I did fasting today. I ate one time only. It was supposed to happen. So that auspicious inclination was supposed to happen. That's why it occurred. And I know right now, few questions occurs in your mind. Hang on to that. I'm going to answer those questions, because you are going to ask questions that if these are predetermined, prefixed, what do I have to do? Hold on to that question. We will answer that. The fruition of karma simply acts as an instrumental cause. The fruition of karma occurred, and that's why I had an auspicious inclination. No, they were supposed to occur at that particular time in the form of fruition of the karma, and that's what they came, but they are working as an instrumental cause. Fish wants to swim and water acts as an instrumental cause. When fish does not swimming, or if fish is not there in that fish pond that you have in the house, for example, that water is not instrumental cause for anything. Only when the fish is swimming, then that water becomes instrumental cause. In this room, for example, lights are there for 24 hours. Only when I'm coming to the in this room, I want to start the class, I want to see the slide, I want to see the computer, I put the then that light which is right now 24 hours going on, that light became instrumental cause to me. Once again, we have to go through the instrumental cause definition, and we have to have the definition by heart. Even in the middle of night, somebody comes and asks you what is an instrumental cause definition, you will, even in your deep sleep, you will just give the right answer only. What is it? When an act is getting done in a principal thing, when an act is getting done in a principal thing, like me, at the time, associated favorable thing are called instrumental cause. Their presence is there, but they don't take part into the reaction. Once again, when an act is getting done in a principal thing, then associated favorable situations presence is called instrumental cause. That favorable situation does not take part in the reaction, only principal cause performs the reaction. In Gujarati, upadan thi, upadan ma કાર્ય થાય ત્યારે હાજર રહેલી અનુકૂળ પરિસ્થિતિને નિમિત્તનો આરોપ આપવામાં આવે છે કે જે નિમિત્ત ઉપાદાનમાં કાંઈ કાર્ય કરતું નથી તેની હાજરી છે. So this is the definition. We have to have it by heart, and not only heart, but it should be our second nature. When we say instrumental cause, means it's an associated thing, its presence is there, it does not take part in the reaction. I want to read, so light is an instrumental cause for me. Light did not do anything to me. Reading action came from me. So light's presence was there. If this room is dark, I can't read. I want to read. At that time, light is an instrumental cause. If I'm not in the room and light is on, that light is not instrumental cause for anything, because nothing is happening in the room. So this is important. Now, again, how did this instrumental cause and all this thing come up? Remember, we talked last week. The universe is having the innumerable space point, means fixed amount of space point. Let's say this small amount. I mean, it's a huge, but if we consider for our example. So small amount of space points are there, which are called innumerable space point. And souls are infinite in number, and matter particles are infinite times infinite. Medium of motion, medium of rest, and space are one, and time is innumerable also in number. So think about it, innumerable space point in which infinite souls and infinite times infinite matter particle, so its overcrowding is there. But the situation is such that even with the overcrowding, everybody keeps on doing their own work and does not bother to have anybody else. I'm doing my work, I don't bother somebody else. Somebody else is doing work, no third person is bothering them. So in spite of overcrowding of these substances in this universe, they keep on doing their own activity, own work independently, don't bother anybody else, and nothing happens. But let's say I am doing a function of knowing right now. Me as a soul is doing function of knowing. At that time in the universe, infinite times infinite matter particles are also reacting it by their own way. And one particle, for example, has in the form of, it acts in the form of knowledge obscuring karma fruition. So that is occurring over here. I'm here. See, both are occurring at the same time. Same time. That's why we just said that I have knowing capacity, knowing action going on, and this karma are present there. Knowledge obscuring karma. You can take simple example. A child is going to school every day at 8 o'clock morning, Monday to Friday. 8 o'clock morning, he comes out of his house, and 8 o'clock morning, the bus comes. The child comes out of the house at 8 o'clock, bus comes out at 8 o'clock, and exactly, you are the third person. You are living in the apartment somewhere, and you say, oh, kid came, bus came, kid came, but bus came and kid came and bus came. So there is relationship. As soon as child comes out, bus is coming. As soon as bus is there, child is always there. But remember, both are doing their own independent actions. Suppose the child forgot his lunchbox and he runs into the house and comes back after 5 minutes. Bus is already there. Child is late, for example. Or child came on time, but bus got stuck on the traffic and it came 5 minutes late. So it can occasionally happen, but most of the time, both the things are happening at the same time. So it appears because of bus, the child is there. Because of child, the bus is there. Same way, because of knowledge obscuring karma, I have a knowledge. Because of my knowledge, knowledge obscuring karma are not intensely in fruition. So those two things are just by the chance they have association. So that's why fruition of karma simply acts as an instrumental cause. Now, these altered modes occur due to the wrong personal effort of the soul by itself. This altered mode occurred by the soul by its wrong personal effort. Undo purusharth. એનાથી શુભ કે અશુભની પર્યાય થઈ. So having this thing understood better, now we'll see in the pictorial form what it means. What it means, okay, that here is a soul substance. Soul substance has capacity of producing more. Remember now, one thing we have learned, that soul as a substance, 6 universal substances, we are talking about soul. Soul as a substance. Whenever we say a substance, means that substance has to have infinite attribute, and at given time it has to have a mode. I'm existing since time infinite. I will remain existing since time infinite in the future. For each samay, each moment, each samay means blink of an eye, innumerable time units pass by. They are called samay. So in each samay, a mode occurs in the soul independently. Because soul is a substance, so there is a mode. This one is a substance, so it has its mode. This paper is a substance, so it has its own mode. So each moment, each samay, one mode is generated. So this soul creates a mode. Now, I'll take the sugar. What's the taste of the sugar? Sweet. That's a taste of the sugar is sweet in my house. But what about your house? Do you have a sweet sugar also? Yes. If I go South America, will I have a sweet sugar? Yes. If I'm in India, will the sugar taste sweet? Yes. So anywhere I go, sugar does its own job is to give sweetness more. That's its job. Sugar is a substance, and having substance has a mode, and that mode means giving sweetness. No matter where it is, South America, North America, India, Asia, wherever you go in the whole universe. Plus, 1,000 years back, sugar was sweet. It is 100 years back, it was sweet. It's sweet right now. It will be sweet in the future also. So time-wise, it's there for infinity time. It will give sweetness. Place-wise, anywhere in the universe, it will give sweetness. So that's a function of this sugar. Same with sugar, salt, anything. Sugar, salt, lemon, whatever. Soul also is a substance, and when the soul is a substance, it has to have its own intrinsic modification coming. Just like the sugar is giving the intrinsic modification in the form of sweetness all the time, everywhere. Same way, soul substance is also supposed to have its own intrinsic modification coming, but soul has one also important attribute called extraordinary capacity, extraordinary reacting capacity. It's called Vaibhavik Shakti. Because of that, soul can be in the pure mode, or it could be also in the impure mode. So this soul independently decided to go in the deluding state, means impure state, instead of going into the innate state like a pure state. If this is sugar over here, it will always be in the innate state in the form of sweet taste. But here the soul, being the wise person, has decided that either instead of going to innate state, I'll go in the deluding state. When the soul goes to deluding state, at the same time, on the other side, there's a fruition of old karma. In the soul, infinite karmas are associated. To understand that little better, remember this room has 5, 6, 7, 8 lights right now. Suppose there is only one light, white light. That white light will illuminate each and every niche and corner of this room. Every space point of the room will be illuminated with a white color. Now I also put the second bulb as a red color. So wherever there's a white color light in this space point of the room, red color also will be there in the same space point of the room. And if I put a green bulb, the green bulb also will be represented in that space point of that room. Every niche and corner, every area of the room will have those 3 colors. Or if I put million light bulbs, all those million light bulbs light will be accommodated in the space point of this room. Similarly, soul has an innumerable space point. In the innumerable space point, since time infinite, karma keeps on coming, karma keeps on bonding, karma keeps on fruition, and karma getting dissociated. And this process is going on since time infinite. The soul is here, karma is here, karma come, they get stuck to it, then they get stuck to it, they remain in the dormancy for a while, then they come in fruition, then they get separated, then new karma. These kind of things are happening all the time. So I have the old karma fruition occurring within me, and I'm in the deluding state. These 2 reactions are happening independently. As we just talked in the previous slide, they both are occurring independently, but they are occurring in the same time. So this is the child coming out of the house, and this is a bus coming. So that same way, deluding state occurring within me. Deluding state means anger, deceit, ego, greed, likes, dislike, ignorance, and wrong belief. All those things that I do, it's called deluding state. I do independently myself, and at the time fruition of karma is simply standing as an instrumental cause. And so this is called principal cause, auxiliary cause relationship. This guy is a principal cause, this guy is an auxiliary or secondary cause, and they are just occurring at the same time. So they have, for that time being, they are appear to have a relationship, even though they both are independent. The child is standing, bus is coming, it appears to have relationship, but they both are independent. Same with deluding state occurring and fruition of karma occurring, both are occurring independently but occurring in the same time frame. So that's called principal cause auxiliary cause relationship, or it's called naimittic sambandh. This is called nimit, means instrumental cause. This is called naimittic, means principal cause, and they have the relationship because they are occurring at the same time, even though they are independent. So here in deluding state, I became angry right now. I became angry because of me as a soul decided to be angry, because it was predetermined that at this point I'm going to become angry. At that time, simply this fruition of old karma in the form of anger producing karma comes in fruition. It appears that because anger producing karma is there, that's why I became angry. This is the standard teaching will be given for people in the beginning of their philosophical understanding. So because of karma fruition is there, because of anger producing karma came in fruition, that's why I have an anger. That kind of a teaching or understanding will be there, but that is not a true statement. Dissecting that fact means soul independently decided to go in the deluding state in the form of anger. Fruition of old karma by themselves decided to come in the form of fruition in the form of anger producing karma. They both occur at the same time, and that appears to have in the same frame it is occurring, same time frame is occurring. So they are principal cause auxiliary cause relationship. Now when that thing is happening, there is one more reaction occurs. What is that more reaction occurs here? There is one more reaction in the sense these guys are also having the same type of reaction occur, in the sense when there's a deluding state occurs over here independently, then there are certain generic carbon particles are around my soul, hanging around, because universe is full of all this matter particles. So in my soul's vicinity, there are lots of carbon particles are hanging around, and in those carbon particles at that particular time, it was supposed to be in the form of bondage of new karma, means generic carbon particles converts into form of a specific type of karma, and now they get bonded to the deluding state of the soul. So two reactions occur when I became angry. I become angry. So anger producing karma fruition comes of their own. They last for one samay and then they dissipate. So now these guys are gone from here. They are gone after giving the fruition, after giving the situation. Now, when the deluding state is occurring within me, then the new karma means generic carbon particles hanging around, then in their particular mode at that time was supposed to be in the form of new karma. So they become new karma, they get stuck to me. So I get rid of one guy, and I at the same time I end up getting the other guy. So net effect is zero. I threw some of the old karma after fruition, they dissipated, but the new guys comes, and so minimum there is a zero balance. Nothing increased, nothing decreased. But in fact, it all depends how intense was my anger, and I may get 10 times, 100 times, infinite times more bondage of karma than what I am losing. So it actually becomes negative balance. Or positive balance means I increase more karma load within me. So these two reactions occur. Why did they occur? Principally, my soul, me as a soul, decided in the mode I want to be the deluded state. That's why at the same time, these guys come in fruition, they disappear, and this guy come and stick to me, and they stayed with me. Then after bondage, they go in dormancy, and after dormancy, at particular time they come in fruition, and this kind of a reaction keeps on occurring and occurring and occurring and occurring since time infinite within me. That's why I'm wandering in the transmigratory cycle. That's why I'm unhappy. That's why I have the discomforts all the time. What's the discomfort right now? I'm sitting in the house, 72-degree temperature, light bulbs are there. I may have eaten food, my stomach food. Where is my discomfort? Why do you make my life miserable by telling all these crazy things? Well, it is discomfort. Why? Because I'm not thirsty because I drank 3 glasses of water. I'm not hungry because I ate good food. I'm not in any discomfort because my all the systems are working properly right now. But how long they will last? My thirst will the quenching of the thirst will last for 3-4 hours. My hunger in the stomach will my stomach will remain full for about 2 to 3 or 4 hours. Then again I need to eat. Again I have to drink water. Again I have to do these all kind of things I have to do it. So there is constantly the discomfort is going on every moment. I don't perceive them. In fact, I'm hungry. My hunger pains are there. I'm extremely hungry. And then I get a food. Then I say, oh, now I feel better. Means I was in the lowest part of the ladder over here with the hunger. I was hurting a lot. Now I ate something, so my hunger pain became less. So to start with, I'm at this point right now after food. I'm at kind of equanimity state. Then hunger starts, increase hunger, increase. Now I eat food and I come to this level. So it's a perceived happiness. I was here. Then I went down and I came up and I just say, I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. It's a perceived happiness. So these kind of things are happening since time infinite, and only the things let me take this slide out so that okay, only the thing this guys is in matter means karma. This guy's matter means karma. They don't have consciousness. Only the consciousness is this guy is having consciousness, and by its own wrongdoing went into deluding state. So if soul goes into the innate state, soul decides to go to innate state. So if I go into the innate state right now, then what happens? That I am just like that sugar giving sweetness. I'm in my innate state and I'm engrossed in my knowledge. I'm engrossed in my eternal soul substance. I have a samyak darshan and I'm happy from within and I have a super sensuous bliss. When that thing happens and this guy is not there, that means this whole circle has no support system available, so they will start breaking down. They'll start breaking down. That means it's a samyak. This guy is gone, this guy is gone, only this thing remains, and that means it's samyak darshan. And once you get stabilized in your system, once you get engrossed in your system, then it becomes a further purification, and ultimately it's called liberation, means moksha. So who did all these things? This guy did the wrong thing. So he's in transmigration since time infinite. He did the right thing. and he is in the liberated state or samyak darshan state. So I do all those things. I am responsible for my deed. I do good, I do bad, I do purification. Everything depends on me. Now, same thing we are just going to see from different angle, different. Thereby, soul by itself creates the mode with its own 6 causes. We already talk about those 6 causes. We are not going to talk about it. Karta, karma, karan, sampradana, padan, adhikaran. Those 6 causes we talked last week or week before, I think. That means the soul has this mode created by its own 6 causes. But this mode has its own eligibility in that form. If this mode was supposed to be in the form of anger mode, then those 6 causes created anger mode. If it was supposed to be in the pious mode, then 6 causes created pious mode. So it is happening internally only. Material karma fruition is simply acting as an instrumental cause. They are simply standing there doing nothing. Let's presume I'm sitting in my room and I'm feeling comfortable. The temperature appears to be very good. I'm not feeling too hot. I'm not feeling too cold. So then somebody comes and says, how do you feel? I feel good. Okay. Other guy, he has no air conditioning and he's perspiring, and somebody says, how do you feel? Good, no problem. Third guy, he's sitting in the cold room and he's shivering, but somebody says, how do you feel? Good. Now, so I have to know degree of good or bad. What is happening here? All 3 guys are saying good. What is good here? Or what is bad here? So you need to have some measure. So then, when I say I feel good in this room, then you say, how good? Well, as normal as it could be. So then, what should be the temperature in this room now then? Then it should be 72. If 72 is a temperature, because I feel absolutely comfortable in this room, now there's a thermometer here. This thermometer is going to tell me what's the temperature look like. What does it say? It says 72 or 73 or 75, whatever. It's around 72, it will say, right? So whatever internally I feel, the thermometer is simply an indicator of what's happening to me. Similarly, karma, fruition of karma are simply an indicator of what's happening within me. I'm angry because there's anger producing karma in fruition right now. I'm greedy right now. Greed producing karma are fruition right now. So this karma fruition, karma simply acts as an instrumental cause. They cannot do anything to me. They cannot make me feel bad or good. I'm feeling bad or good from within me only. So material karma acts simply as an instrumental cause. The relation between the soul's mode and karma fruition is known as principal cause auxiliary cause relationship, as we saw just now in the previous slide. This relationship lasts for one samay. That is most important thing. Let's see this one. This guys, this one reaction over here and the second reaction over here, they both means this is the fruition of old karma and deluding state, that one reaction, and the second reaction in the form of deluding karma, deluding state, and bondage of karma. These both the reactions, they occur within one samay only. Remember, the blink of an eye, innumerable time units pass by. So out of that, one samay. So that lasts for one samay only, both the reactions. Now, the soul's deluding mode is its own eligibility. That soul's mode was supposed to come that way. It did come. Now it's there. So now you are the question in your mind. If the modes are already predetermined, prefixed, then what can I do? What is my role? What kind of personal effort can I do it? Do I have to do anything? And answer is no, you don't have to do anything. Why? Because I am the soul, so my modes are predetermined prefix. This is the matter particle. Its modes are predetermined prefix. This guy is a matter particle, same thing, predetermined prefix. Piece of paper, same thing, predetermined prefix modes. So, plus, every substance having predetermined prefix mode, number one. And second thing, if I am the sole substance, I'm the substance, this is the matter substance, this is a matter substance, this one is a matter substance, means soul or matter, or medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, all the universal substances. By types, there are 6 types, and by number, there are infinite numbers. Every substance exists because they have their modes. No substance can be seen without having modes. If you say, I'm a substance and I don't have mode, that is wrong. That means you are not a substance. Substance means having mode. Substance and mode. Substance and mode. Substance means mode. I am a soul substance, so I have a mode. This pencil is a substance, matter, so it has its own mode. Phone is a matter, it has its own mode. Paper is a matter, has its own mode, because they are the substance. Now, substance can do the work of that particular substance only. Vastutva gun. Vastutva means which the substance keeps on transforming by itself in that particular way, because that substance has that kind of a transformation occurring, that kind of a modes occurring. Soul cannot have the mode of a touch, taste, smell, color. Same thing, matter cannot have the mode of consciousness or knowing or bliss or anything like that. So they are doing their own particular things. Now, if I am the substance, my predetermined prefix modes are there. This guy has a predetermined mode. My car had a predetermined prefix mode to be having damage today. What me as a soul can do to the other substance? I cannot interfere in the working capacity of any given substance. So, by technically, me as a soul cannot do anything to any universal substance. Only I can produce my own modes, and that's all. So, all these modes are occurring by themselves. Matter has its own mode occurring, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, they have their own modes occurring. So now, can I interfere in somebody else's mode? Let's presume this phone is there, and I did something, and that's why this phone is working good for me right now. It was stuck somewhere, and my wife said, I don't know what is happening. This phone appears to be dead. And I said, no, honey, it's not dead. And I just, shut the phone off completely, restarted, phone started working. I'm genius. She thought phone was dead. Now phone is alive. Phone is working. No, I did not do anything. It was supposed to happen to the phone at the time, that thing only. Now, if I believe that I can do something to that phone's mode, I can do something to other substances mode. What happens to that other substance having its own mode at that particular time? I created the mode of that substance. So that substance, its mode did not come. And when there is no mode, that means end of the substance. And if that continues, that means there will be zero substance in the universe ultimately. That has never happened. So I can't do anything to other substance. So then question comes, can I do to my modes or not? Well, I can't do anything to the other substances mode. What about my modes? Can I interfere with my modes or not? If so, now let's see. The 10 modes are there. Our example, 10 modes are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. On fifth number mode was supposed to be anger mode was supposed to come, and I decided to change it to the Shanti, peace mode. Remember, I decided that fifth number mode is coming for anger, but I'm going to replace it and I'm going to make it mode of a peaceful state. Now, remember, since time infinite, everything is predetermined, prefixed. Number 5 number mode was prefixed, predetermined, and now at that time my anger mode was supposed to come. So here anger producing karma are also coming in fruition that particular time, time number 5, it was supposed to come. Now I have peaceful state mode. So now this anger producing karma have to move and peace determining karma have to come in fruition. So karma have to move also. With my mode of anger producing mode at the number 5, that means my physical body was supposed to have heart rate to be increased. I was supposed to get perspiration. I was supposed to get shivering, and my voice was supposed to be raised. Now all those things, I may change this mode. So now I have to change the whole situation with the physical body also, and so on and so forth. So changing one mode alone means I have to change the whole universe. So Acharya Bhagavan says it's not possible. You can't change it. So I can't change any other substance's mode. I can't change my mode. What can I do? Where is my resting place? What can I? You can't do anything. Only thing you have choice is to get stabilized in your eternal soul substance. Just bring your attention to the eternal soul substance. When you do that, that means you accepted non-doership of this soul. Soul has not done. Eternal soul substance has not done any activity. So eternal soul substance is non-doer. And so by accepting these things, now I understood non-doership of the soul substance. When I understand that part, that is called Samyak Darshan. That's called right faith, enlightenment. Yeah.
Kirit, can you go back to the fifth mode of anger a little bit again, please?
Okay. I will go in Gujarati, for example, and then I'll repeat again. 5 નંબરની પર્યાયને બદલવાનો પ્રયત્ન કરીએ. જે 5 નંબરની પર્યાય નક્કી હતી કે ક્રોધ રૂપે ઉત્પન્ન થવાની છે, તો જ્યારે ક્રોધ રૂપે ઉત્પન્ન થાય છે તો એની સામે ક્રોધ મટીરિયલ કર્મનો ઉદય પણ ફિક્સ હતો નિમિત્ત તરીકે. તો જો મેં 5 નંબરની પર્યાયની બદલીને શાંતિની પર્યાય લાવ્યો, તો 5 નંબરના જે પૂદગલ કર્મનો ઉદય છે, તો એમાં ક્રોધ કર્મના ઉદયની પર્યાયને બદલીને શાંતિ રૂપની કર્મના પર્યાયને ઉદયમાં આવવું પડશે. તે જ વખતે મારા શરીરની અંદર ક્રોધની વખતે હાર્ટબીટ વધવાના હતા, અવાજ થરથર થવાનો હતો, આંખ લાલ થવાની હતી, પરસેવો થવાનો હતો, હાથ પગ ધ્રુજવાના હતા. એ બધી જ વસ્તુને હવે શાંતિ માટેની પર્યાયને આવવું પડશે. અને એ શાંતિ માટેની પર્યાય આવી તો બીજાનું પણ એનું બધું બધા એના રિલેશનમાં જે શરીરના રિલેશનમાં બીજું છે કે કોણે મને ક્રોધ કરાવ્યો હતો, પેલા માણસે પણ ત્યાં શાંત રહેવું પડશે, પેલા માણસે શાંત. એટલે ઇફ યુ કેન થિંક અબાઉટ ઇટ, તો આખી દુનિયાના બધા વિશ્વના બધા પદાર્થોને બદલવું પડશે એક પર્યાય બદલાતા. એટલે હું બદલી શકતો નથી એ નક્કી થતા આત્માનું અકર્તૃત્વપણું સાબિત થાય છે. આત્મામાં અકર્તૃત્વપણું છે, કર્તાપણું નથી. કર્તાપણું પર્યાયમાં છે, પણ હું પર્યાયથી દ્રષ્ટિ હટાવીને મારા ત્રિકાળી શુદ્ધ આત્મદ્રવ્ય તરફ દ્રષ્ટિ લાવું છું. Did you get it?
એટલે ક્રોધ શાંત બી નથી કરવાનો, ખાલી પોતાના સ્વભાવ તરફ દ્રષ્ટિ લાવવાની.
બસ બસ. તો એના પછીની જે પર્યાય જે આવવાની છે એ તમે શાંતિની પર્યાય આવવાની હતી, એ પણ પ્રી ડિટર્મિન પ્રીફિક્સ હતી. તો તમે ક્રોધ વખતે તમારું જો ભાન ન ભૂલ્યા અને પોતાના ભાવમાં રહ્યા તો પહેલો નંબર ક્રોધ તમારો આવવાનો છે એની ઇન્ટેન્સિટી પણ ઓછી થઈ ગઈ અને એ રીતે જ થવાનું હતું એમ. એટલે હવે શું છે કે પુરુષાર્થ મારો ક્યાં આવ્યો? પુરુષાર્થ મારા ત્રિકાળી શુદ્ધ આત્મદ્રવ્ય તરફ દ્રષ્ટિ કરવી, એ મારો પુરુષાર્થ. એટલે કે પરનું કર્તૃત્વ હું નથી કરી શકતો, મારા પર્યાયનું કર્તૃત્વ નથી કરી શકતો અને હું મારા પોતાના શુદ્ધ ભાવની અંદર રહી શકું છું. એ જ મારું કાર્ય છે. એમ મારું નક્કી થતા એ વસ્તુ બધી એને અકર્તૃત્વપણું નક્કી થયું. એટલે એના માટે આપણે અત્યારે જે વાત કરી એ 308 થી 311 સમયસારની ગાથાનો આખો ભાવ આમાં આવી ગયો. આપણી વાત નક્કી કરી એમાં. અચ્છા, તો what is happening right now? Basically, if I'm changing number 5 mode from anger to peace, that means karma fruition also have to change it from anger to peace, and that means my whole body was supposed to be in the anger form. It has to change because of the body. Other things have to change, and because I'm going to have heavy perspiration, shirt was supposed to be wet, now shirt is not supposed to be wet, and all kind of whole universe I had to keep on changing just to change one samay mode only. So I cannot change the mode of the other substance. I understand that part, but I cannot change my own mode also. And my job is to be just like that sugar, to remain in the innate state. So now that occurs after Samyak Darshan, but at least now understanding this one, I can start doing study of those material, that how can I remain in my equanimity state. When the anger comes, when new Mercedes car and the wife says there is a damage, are you angry? Well, it was supposed to happen. So it did happen. Why don't we think that way? So it just changes our mindset. And so our reaction to the action, it becomes blunted out. That's what happens. Because all the things are supposed to happen, eligibility of any given mode at any given time in any given substance. It happens, period. Modes of fruition of karma is known as doer of the deluded form. Now, this sentence is little explanation to be given. This last mode, last bullet, mode of the fruition of karma. I'm angry, and anger producing karma fruition occurs over here. I'm angry means anger occurred in the soul in the deluded state. Then fruition of karma acted as instrumental cause, but remember, my mode of getting angry was predetermined, prefixed since time infinite in the past. And that mode was sitting quietly into the soul. Even though it is supposed to be in the anger form, it was sitting in quiet form in the soul. Only 5 samay, it's supposed to come as an anger producing state. But that anger producing state is called eligibility of that mode, and that eligibility was sitting in the soul since time infinite. It just came in fruition right now. Now, when it came in fruition, I mean, it just got generated, that mode got generated, then fruition of karma is also in this side standing over here. did not do anything, simply acted as instrumental cause. But this mode, which is silent, sitting with its own eligibility since time infinite, now when it got generated and he saw this fruition of karma, and both the things occurred in the same time unit, same time frame, and that is why the action occurred. The action did not occur in this mode since time infinite till this 5 number samay came, and only at that time the anger occurred, because there is a fruition of karma acting as instrumental cause, and so this instrumental cause karma are called the doer for this action. It's a concept we have to understand. And this is all 13 stanza basically. Once again, all the infinite modes in the soul, they are sitting in the soul in the form of that innate state. That's called parinamic bhav. Only the thing, soul, eternal soul substance is innate forever, and modes are also sitting in the soul in the past modes. They are in the form of a innate state. Future modes are staying in the form of innate state. Only in the present state this mode got generated. When it got generated, there is fruition of the anger producing karma for one samay, and both the things are happening at the same time, and anger did occur. Until now, there was no anger. After one samay, there is no anger, because that mode will be in the eligibility form independently, sitting in the soul, doing nothing. Only when it came in touch with the fruition of the karma, then there is a anger actually visibly produced. So, because this guy is an instigator for this action, this mode to be in the active form, it was in a passive state sitting since time infinite, now it came in the active form, and this guy appears to be instigator, so it's been accused that you are the doer of the anger. It's been accused. This one samay, the principal cause, anger producing state of the karma soul's mode, and anger producing karma fruition, they both are occurring at the same time frame, and that's why the action is seen in the form of anger. Until now, the eligibility was there, but there was no dependency on a fruition of karma, so it remained as an innate state. When it just came out and there is an instrumental cause is present, one samay, they both appear to be together, and that's why action is seen. So this guy has eligibility only, and this guy is a doer. He's been accused to be a doer, and so that's why the act got done. So this is that important thing, and if you don't understand this concept, please raise the issue right now, because if we don't, then next several slides we may get lost also. So mode is future modes and past mode. Just take that number 5 away, for example. Number 5 is an active state right now. 1 to 4 is inactive state, 6 to 10 are inactive state, only 5 is active state. So 1 to 4 and 6 to 10, they are sitting into the soul in their innate state, having no relationship with anything else. They're simply staying there. Just to give example for that one, let's say that I have gold coin with me, and I made a mode of a ring. So mode of the ring got generated. I didn't like the ring, so I just said, hey, goldsmith, throw this, take this gold out from the ring and make me necklace. So ring was destroyed and it just went back as a gold into the gold bar. Then from there, the new mode arises, and that is called necklace. So now that necklace is there. So that's a second mode. First mode was a ring. Second one is necklace. Third one is something else. So those kind of modes, when they are occurring, but when they go down to the soul substance, go with their own eligibility. That at particular time I was in the form of a ring, I was in the form of a necklace, I was in the form of some other ornaments or whatever. So that's what it, so everything except for present mode, everything into the soul substance are all the modes staying there in the form of eligibility. So because they are in the eligibility state, they are not they are not reacting to anything. They don't have association with anything. That's why they are called innate state. When they come out and there is association with the fruition of karma occurs, then the action occurs, and that's why this guy is called doer of this state. It's been accused to be a doer of the state. Actually, this guy of 5-number mode actually was supposed to be in the anger form, so anger occurred, but this guy appears to be instrumental cause, and when it's instrumental cause, it's been accused that you are a doer, and this guy is a eligible mode. You are doer, eligible mode, and that's why the action occurred. Any questions so far? Yes, no?
I think I got it, but we'll see as we get on to the next slides.
Okay, all right. Let's see now what happens next. Soul and matter relationship, as we talked about, that this guy is independently doing its action. This is number 5 mode right now. Previously, it was sitting in the form of innate state. Now it is arising. When it's arising, then it is called eligibility to be in the deluding state. This mode has an eligibility to be in the deluding state, and that's why this 5-number mode on the 5th samay came out. So soul's deluding mode is its own eligibility to be in the form of deluding state. So number 5 mode was supposed to be in the deluding state, so it is now arising, and when it is arising, then this fruition of karma, this fruition of karma is called doer of the deluding state. This is the eligibility to be the deluding state, and this guy is called doer of the deluding state. Of course, it's only instrumental cause, but it's been accused to be doer because when instrumental cause came, then this mode came in association with this fruition of karma, and at that time the anger got generated. This was supposed 1 to 4 number. This mode was sitting in the soul in the form of eligibility only, no relationship with anything. It's simply standing there in a peaceful state, quiet state. Now when it got generated on number 5, it was supposed to be in the form of deluding state, so its eligibility is in the form of deluding state, and fruition of karma independently came as an instrumental cause, but because of those two things talking to each other, they merge with each other, they are appears to have relationship with each other. Then with this mode which was in a deluding state, eligible state up to 1 to 4 modes, was doing nothing. But now when it came out and this fruition of old karma was there, both got reacted, and that's why action of anger occurred. And so this fruition of old karma, they have been accused to be a doer of that action. So this is the eligibility, and this is the doing. Doing occurred over here, eligibility occurred over here. So now those two things have to be clear in our mind. This simply mode has a eligibility, it got produced, that's it. Suppose we take a wild imagination that when this mode got produced and there was no fruition of karma, nothing will happen. But this is a wild imagination, as we say, because this deluding state occurred, this fruition of karma occurred, both occurred at the same time. And that's why the action in the form of anger occurred. Once the fruition of karma disappears, and once this mode goes back into the soul, then that mode goes in the form of an innate state, in the eligibility state, but no reaction with nothing, because that mode remains independent, that mode remains in the soul substance, that mode has no association with anything else. That's why it is called mode's innate state. Does that make sense? Because these two words are important: eligibility of that mode, and the instrumental cause is being accused to be the doer. This doer, this is eligibility. And a vikar karna, a vikar thanar, and a vikar karnar. Vikar thava yogya, vikar thanar, and a vikar karnar. Those two words will come, thanar and karnar. Eligibility to be in that state, and doer of that state. So those two words will be there. Those two, when there is an instrumental cause association comes, then the action occurred. But of course, action occurred in the soul's mode only. But there was instigator was a fruition of karma, the presence of fruition of karma, and that's why this guy now is angry. Does this thing make sense? Because this is also again important thing. Once we understand, then next several slides are going to be very easy to understand. So if there is no question, then we can go further. Okay. Okay. So now there is one more thing coming here. So yeah. Okay. Now this is the important thing. Yes. I'm sorry.
Can I ask you to talk about the role of Purusharath in all of this? If you listen to this on a more broad level, you would think that our actions make absolutely no difference. What is meant to be is meant to be, etc. Can you?
Yes.
Can you discuss?
Yes. Now, and that was the point I wanted to. I knew that at least. I'm glad at least you raised the issue, because I told you that we will discuss that one. So now that we understood that this was supposed to happen, it did happen. So what do I do? Where is my purusha? Where is my self-effort? That's true. That it was supposed, number 5 mode was supposed to be in the anger form, and it did come. Now, I'm just taking only 5 number mode with the angry state. We forget 1 to 4, we forget 6 to 10. We just take number 5. Who knew that number 5 mode is supposed to be in the anger state? Who knew that?
Kevali.
Kevali Bhagwan knew it, right? Did I know that? Did I have the knowledge for that?
No.
I did not have it. So now, same mode from this angle, Kevali Bhagwan said it was supposed to be happen, it did happen. But same mode from this end, if I look at it, because I lost my temper, I lost my equanimity, that's why the anger occurred. So we are looking from a same mode from 2 different angles. One, Kevali Bhagwan knew that this mode is going to come in the form of anger. Number 5 mode was supposed to be in anger. He knew that. So that was eternal fact. But me as a soul from the other, me as a soul on this angle, not knowing what is going to happen. And the karma fruition was there, whatever it was there, I knew everything, but I lost my temper. So I did my wrong personal effort, wrong purusharth to be in the angry state because I did not know that it was supposed to be in that form. Kevali Bhagwan knew that yes, you are going to be angry no matter what. Now, number 6 mode, we can just take it. In the 6 mode, I just lost my thought process at that time, and I became angry. Suddenly I said, wait a second. I should not be in that state. Fruition of karma is not the reason. That other person is not the reason. I am the reason. Do I have to be in the angry state? That I put my purusharth in a positive pattern right now. When I put purusharth in a positive pattern, then 6 mode came as a peaceful mode. And Kevali Bhagwan said, I knew that 6 mode was supposed to be a peaceful mode. But I did not know. I put my effort to be in that direction. Now, further we take it further. One may say, if it is predetermined, prefixed, then why should I worry about it? And if Samyak Darshan is going to happen, and the Samyak Darshan type of apple will fall from the tree, and I will get it. Okay? Yeah, you will get it. Now, so when I'm talking about Purusharth for my own personal effort for my spirituality, I just say, it's going to happen, I'm not going to do anything. Okay, don't do anything. Now you are the next day morning, you woke up, it's a 7 o'clock morning, and you have the eye operation to be done, or you have a sick child in the ICU. You can just say, it's going to happen. I don't have to get up. Why did you get up? Why did you run to the hospital? Why did you go on time? Or the very first day when I opened my practice, very first week, July 18, 1980, I came to Phoenix from Boston. It was heat of the summer. And at the time, the town was kind of dead also because not many people, and brand new guy coming to the practice. How many patients am I going to see on the first day? Zero, none. Still, I sat down from 8 to 5. Why? Because if I'm not sitting 8 to 5, even patient will not show up. Or if patient shows up and I'm not there, I won't get the patient. In fact, I used to carry a beeper, and at that time there was no cell phone, nothing. So you just have to carry 25 cents in your pocket because anywhere public phone you have to call. So I used to call answering service on the weekend. Is there a message? And the lady said, Dr. Gosalia, as soon as message comes, we'll page you right away. My beeper was silent for 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever. But why did I work non-stop? Because if I'm not working, I will not get the patients again in the future. So there I don't put this theory. But here when I come over here in spirituality, well, if I'm going to get some Darshan, it will come and I don't have to do anything. No. For some, yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I sat in a lecture by Bharilaji, and the way he explained that, I mean, as you know, he's written a very, very good book on this issue.
Yep.
The way he explained it in that talk, whatever, 3 or 4 years ago, was he explained it in terms of the 5 Swadhay, and how the first 4 you can do nothing about. Can't change your swabhava, you can't change karma, the karmas. You can't change time. You can't change honahar.
Yes.
The only thing that you can affect. So as each of these things gets X'd off the board, all that you're left with is what you can affect, and that's your purusha.
Yes.
And then ultimately, that's all that really matters.
But you see, what is happening, and that's true statement. But when we don't understand the importance of krambat paryay, means of predetermined prefix modes, then we become kind of a pessimistic. Not pessimistic. Actually, knowing I can't do anything to the alien.
No, but the way he argued, which is very, very, and he was quite brilliant on this point, that the contemplation that each of those 4 items that you cannot do anything about actually should cause vairagya. And then that vairagya is the satya purusharth that completes the circle of 5 that leads you in the right direction.
Yeah. So basically, only the thing I have in my hand, remember, this mode, 5-number mode or 6-number mode, either anger or peaceful mode, I did not know it. Only Keli Bhagwan knew it. So what do I have to do it? So now, let's say that I'm going to get Samyak Darshan tomorrow morning. Remember, or after X amount of modes, I'm going to get Samyak Darshan. But at the same time, Keli Bhagwan also saw that one, that prior to that, this guy will be doing Shastra Swadhyay. He'll be doing intense spiritual study. He will be trying to do meditation. He will try to do this. So he will be ascending that path gradually. And over here, yes, Samyak Darshan Paryay came. So all these modes are also prefixed, predetermined. So I have to do is, I have to start going on the positive direction, because how did Gurudev got the Samyak Darshan? How did Mataji got Samyak Darshan? How did Kupaludev got Samyak Darshan? And what was their condition? What was their state of mind before all these things happening? What was happening? Were they just watching TV 24/7, or just sitting down at home, do nothing, eat, drink, and be happy? No, their personal effort were going in that direction because it was supposed to happen that way. I don't know. That's why I have to continue doing it. If I go on that path, I will get Samyak Darshan, because from the experience, from the logic, from the inferences, I know that if I'm on this path, I'm more likely to get Samyak Darshan. If I'm on this path, I'm more likely to be in the eternal transmigration. So everything depends on me. So by knowing prefixed, predetermined modes, means I can't do anything to anybody. I can't change my modes. So only the thing resting place for me is an eternal soul substance. When I do that, when I understand that part, that understanding was prefixed, predetermined. Today we are supposed to be here, it was predetermined prefix. So all those things are going in positive direction. So by inference, by logic, by experience of the other people, I know that I'm also going to get the Samyak Darshan. If not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in the or near future, but I will get it, because I'm on the prescribed path by the Omniscient Lord. So these are the things that we have to understand, and this is what is very, very, very important. That if we don't understand, and actually, Ankit, when you said that the Purusharth is only the thing, it is under my control, actually Purusharth is also predetermined prefix also, if you look from other angle. But I can make my future. If I want to go to medical school, I'm not going to sit down doing nothing. I'll be in the high school, I'll take those classes, I'll go to the hospital and make the volunteering work and everything. I will make the doctor as my idol and everything. I won't have a basketball champion person as my idol at the time. My idol will be the one who has excelled in that particular field. And those are the things when I'm going.
See, I think that's a very misleading. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're not. I think it's a very misleading way of saying it, and I think it sent the wrong message.
Yeah.
You can say that Purusharth is predetermined, fine, But I think the more proper way of saying that, and ultimately what all this boils down to, is Shraddha and Keval is complete Gyan.
Yep.
So I think maybe the more savory way of saying it is, if you really trust in Keval Gyan, then you will know that that Jeev has already seen the way things will be, because they know every pariyaya of every dravya
Yep.
In one instant, in one samay. So they know every pariyaya, they know what has and will happen, and that's a property of their Gyan. If you spin it that way, it maybe sends a more positive message versus it's all predetermined. Because when you hear it's all predetermined, it makes you wonder the worth and purpose of Purusharth, which ultimately really is everything.
That's
and yes, Kevali has seen that. That doesn't in any way minimize the central nature of Purusharth.
But that's what I mean, that when Purusharth is predetermined, it is in terms of Kevali's knowledge. In my knowledge, I don't know what is going to happen next. If driving at 100 miles per hour on the freeway, chances of my accidents are very high. If I'm driving at a prescribed speed limit and remaining proper and everything, then my chances of accidents are less. Same way here, if I'm doing positive study and all those things, my chances of getting samyak darshans are definitely more.
Kirit also, and the reason I'm not trying to linger on this. The reason why I had the same questions that Ketan had, and the same concerns, but the literature is very clear on this, that it's for example, even Shrimad wrote Jo Ichcho Paramarthato Karo Satya Purusha. So it really is everything, because all those, and it's not, this is not me, Balaji said the same thing. None of those other things you can even contemplate controlling. You can't even pretend to control those things.
Yes. But
this you can.
Yeah. That's what it is, that you can, only the thing you have in your hand. Actually, I have a story in my mind, but I'm trying to find it out. But there may not be a proper English words, but let me try to use as much English word as possible to convey what I try to say. There is a saying, there is something called, there is a saying called Mati Tevi Gati, and the second thing is Gati Evi Mati. Gati means transmigration, means your own heart, means it is supposed to happen that way. So that's a Gati. Gati, if I'm supposed to have that kind of transmigration, then my mind will go accordingly only. For example, Rishabdev Bhagwan has taken the Diksha, and along with that, lots of other people took it, along with Marichi also took Diksha. So Rishabdev went to moksha on the same life, and Marichi after 1 crore sagropam. Why? Because he was supposed to have that kind of a predetermined thing to have liberation only only after 1 crore sagropam. And that's why even though he took Diksha with Rishabdev Bhagwan, but his mind started playing game with him, and he started going on the wrong path, and that's why he kept on transmigrating. And when he became, when his time is right now, then he went in the right direction, that he is lion, and he ended up getting samyak darshan there, and within 10 life he goes to moksha. So Gati Tevi Mati, whatever types of thing transmigration you are supposed to get it, that kind of thought process will occur in you. Now other way around, Mati Tevi Gati. Mati Tevi Gati. So then there is an example of Ravan coming. Ravan was a very, logical person, very methodical person, and he was running the country. And another king that was his enemy, and they're trying to fight with each other, and each time Ravan ends up losing. And this time Ravan made extreme hard preparation to win. The opposite, the enemy king's wife end up knowing this one, and so she sends message to Ravan that, listen, I love you. I don't love my husband. I love you. I would like to be your queen, and I can show you pathway. You can come to our kingdom and you can win. Ravan said, I'm not that bad of a person. If I can't win with my own forces, then let it be so. But I'm not going to go on a wrong way and cheat somebody and then win over. So he told that lady, don't ever give me that kind of message. I can't do that. So that kind of chastity he had it for somebody else's wife. Now, if that is only the thing, and he is a Pratinarayan is always going to Narak. With this kind of chastity, who will go to Narak? So now, after a while, his mati, means his mind, his thought process changes. And now he wants to marry Sita, who is already married and he's Ram's wife. So that kind of a thought process came on him because he's not yet ready to go to moksha. And that mati came, that thought process came, and that's why he ended up going to hell, and now ultimately he'll become Tirthankar or whatsoever. So at one side, his thought process changed, and that's why his transmigration increased. On that, on a Marichi side, he was supposed to go long after to the moksha. That's why he had that kind of thing. So mati evi gati, gati evi mati. Now, gati means transmigration, long means bhavitavyata. I cannot change it, but only the thing, my purusha has to be with me. I don't care what happens next, but my purusha is in my hand, so I will do everything my way. And that is, if I go, I have seen what Kunkun Acharya Dev did, what Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev did, what Gurudev did, what Srimadji did, what Mataji did. So I will also walk on the same path, because from the inferences, logic, experience, and everything, I know this is the right path, and that's why I'm going to get Samyak Darshan also. If it doesn't happen, I don't worry about it, but chances are very, very high with my Purusharth, I will get it. So I don't sit down, do nothing. I had to do Purusharth.
કિરીટભાઈ, તમે શું કીધું રાવણની મતિ બદલાઈ તો એને ત્યાં શું કરવું હતું?
કેમકે રાવણની મતિ બદલાય એટલે એનો મોક્ષ એટલો દૂર થતો ગયો.
But what could have done? What could he have done at that?
No, he could, if he would have changed his mati, which, you know, it was predetermined, prefixed, he is not ready to come to moksha yet. So
Okay.
That's why his thought process also went in the downgrade side, in the negative side. My thought process, your thought process, our intention are in the positive side. When it's positive side, everything is going to happen right way for us.
પણ આપણી મતિ બદલાય અને આપણી thought process negative પર જાય ત્યારે આપણે શું કરવાનું?
So we have to come back. We have to just type of that. We have to remember this kind of stories from the scripture and say, listen, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm going to be my own enemy. I don't want to do that. And so I will go on the right path. My Purusharth will be on the right side. That's it. So that's all I have in my hand. As Ankit said, out of 5 samvais, only four cannot do anything. Only 5th one is on my hand. So knowing that what Ravan did, knowing that what Marichi did, I'm not going to do that. And that's why history is very important to learn lesson from that, to do or to go on the right path. And I knew this kind of discussion will occur. That's why in the beginning, I did not touch that one. I knew it's going to occur at the end, but it's okay, no problem. That's good. Okay, any more questions? Time flies, it's already an hour and a half, maybe we are already 3-4 minutes more than our prescribed time. Okay, all right, then we'll continue this one next week. Now at least if this concept is clear, this slide is clear in our mind, then next several slides are going to be piece of cake. Believe me. I mean, no, they won't be hard to understand, because this is the eligibility and this is the doer. Doer means only in its presence action is getting done. That's why he's been accused as a doer. That's it. આ પર્યાય થનાર છે અને આ કર્મનો ઉદય કરનાર છે. કરનારને એક્યુઝેશન કર્યું, કરનારને નિમિત્તની ઉપર આરોપ આપીને કરનાર એમ શબ્દ કહેવામાં આવે છે.
But Kirit, this is just nimit samband. That's
Yes.
all.
But that actually, yeah, જ્યારે પર્યાય નિરપેક્ષ હતી, પર્યાય was independently sitting without any association with any other modes of any in the universe. It is just sitting into the soul substance nirpeksh rite, independently, without any association with anybody. That means it was it's called innate state. But when it just got generated and came in association with the fruition of karma, with nimitta nimitic sambandh, then the action occurred. પર્યાયની સાપેક્ષતાથી action થઈ. પર્યાયની નિરપેક્ષતા ભૂત ને ભવિષ્યમાં, it was sitting just like that in the form of eligibility only. But this eligibility got the instigator in the form of fruition of karma.
It was sitting in the parinamic vow. Is that what you're saying?
Parinamic vow, yes. It was in parinamic vow.
Yeah. All those potential waves were sitting in the parinamic vow.
Yes.
And then via nimitic sambandh, they popped up.
Then they became in the form of activity, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Nirpekshta and sapekshta.
So the entire space of possible vow is what we're calling, that bank is what we're calling parinamic vow.
Yes. So parinamic vow means the eternal soul substance, infinite attributes, all the modes of the past, all the modes of future, only the present mode. Present mode has relationship with the karma, and that's why it's called sapeksh. Otherwise, everything else called nirpeksh means parinamic. Means innate state. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देता हूँ. 9 times नमो का. Jai Janendra.
Jai Janendra.
Jai Janendra, Uncle. See you next Tuesday.